Diafine is a two-bath compensating developer. Generally, this type of developer is used with thick emulsion films, and I've found in general practice that it does not work so well with thin and medium thickness emulsion films. So I really recommend Tri-X. That has been the one film that I found really was just wonderful, and it's the green 400 speed Tri-X. And so the way this developer works is it has two solutions, solution A and solution B. Solution A is the developer, and it contains a developing agent and no activator. This developer is a lot like D23. And solution B contains an activator and no developer. So you immerse the film in solution A and let it soak there with no pre-wetting of the film, needless to say, because otherwise you'd never be able to displace that water with developing agent. And so you soak it in the developing agent until the film is saturated, and then as you transfer it into solution B, in solution B, development starts to take place. And development naturally, because of the exponentially greater light values that have been applied to the highlights, proceeds much more rapidly in the highlights than it does in the shadows. And what happens is, because each area of film has a limited amount of developer saturated into and clinging to the emulsion, that developer exhausts itself on the highlights, and the highlights actually physically stop developing while the shadows are continuing to develop. And this is the critical distinction, because what that means is you get these very nicely compressed highlights that never quite seem to burn out, and shadows that are fairly open and contain quite a bit of crisp detail. Now, I mentioned this developer is a lot like D23, and that was how I found it. I had been mixing D23 from bulk and tired of having bags and bags of chemicals hanging around my house, and wanted to buy something in a can, and I went out and bought this. And it took a little while to find out how to make it work, but I made it work. And in the next video, I'll describe the actual working of it. This is just to explain to you how a compensating developer works. So understanding that, you can then proceed to use one and smile.